Yo, yo, yo. Happy New Year, everybody. January 1st, 2022. This ain't gonna be no sad video. Of course, I'm thinking about my wife, and it just hit me that I never thought I'd be starting 2022 without my wife. Aviance Danicia McQueen, you gonna be missed, girl. We all love you. We all appreciate everything you ever did for us. We all thank you. We're all gonna miss you. We're definitely going to cherish all the many memories. And I can just go on and on about Aviance all day. I swear. The number one thing I'm going to miss is just being silly with her, just having fun. Like a lot of people don't know, because she was always so cool and she was shy at the same time. But she really had a silly streak in her. I'm telling you. Like I was talking to my sister-in-law because we've become really close since my wife's passing, because she's been there for the kids and stuff, and the kids always say that they think of their Auntie Keandra as a second mommy. So that means a lot that they still have that motherly figure in their life, you know. But we're not gonna overwhelm her too much because she has her own family also. But we love Key and we thank Key for being there. And so many people have been reaching out and sending their condolences and just letting us know that we're not in this alone, you know, and that really means so much. And I want to say thank you to my beautiful sister, Deshana, because she has been there too. Like yesterday, I was going through some stuff, and I just had to call my sister, you know, and she was there in a heartbeat. And I really appreciate that, and I thank you, my sister. Thank you so much just for being there, man, because it's crazy. Like, I'm a single dad now. I am a single father, you know. And, you know, I never really, you know the phrase, it takes a village, but you, in your mind, as a parent, as a competent parent that's really there, you think, you know, of course, yes, some may say it may take a village, but I got this, we got this. You know, you and your partner, you and your mate, you and your meet, you know what I mean? But now, I don't have my mate no more. You know, of course, she's still here in spirit, and she's still working on me today. She's still working on me. That's why I love my wife so much, because, like, she helped me with, like, practicing patience. She helped me with trying my best to have a filter on my mouth and not just say what first thing come to mind, because I have a very bad habit of that, and it rubbed off on my kids, especially Dallas. She used to always tell me that, boy, that Dallas is yours. He ain't got no filter, just like you. So, like I give an example, me and the kids, we, you know, a lot of people are going to be coming by the house because my wife just passed, and we wanted to go get a new sofa. So we went out, even though I sell furniture, we still just went to some random store, just real quick, just trying to check out a new sofa. And we walk in there, and before I knew it, the guy that was helping us, I had done told him, I said, man, you've been helping me for 2 minutes, and you getting on my nerves already. And he said, excuse me, sir. And we just left, and we just walked out the store, and we wound up going down the street, finding a little temporary sofa for $50. So that's how God worked. But as far as like how we're doing, how the kids are doing, everybody's doing good. I would go in there and show y'all them, but they in there knocked out. Dakota's actually in there cleaning up and stuff. But you know, I just been on them. You know, I had a talk with my nephew, because he's been over here hanging out. My nephew Quay, he been over here with Dakota, keeping him company, and they've been real tight, real cool, man. It's good to see that, because just seeing them two together, Deshana's son and my son, it remind me of me and my cousin back in the day. I got a favorite cousin named Boo Man, and when we was kids, boy, it was like our names was one name. It was Boo Man and Michi, or Michi and Boo Man. So that's how seeing Quay and Dakota together, it just really make me feel good, man. You know, and Quay, he fire on the mic too. He rap, so he be trying to get the my equipment in there. I told him he could use it anytime he want to. But at the same time, y'all, you know, we got to move. I'm about to have a rummage sale. I'm about to be posting stuff on Facebook Marketplace left and right, because You know, I'll be honest with y'all. I wasn't good at saving, but I was good at buying. So I got a whole bunch of stuff, man, just around the house. Cause just stupid stuff. Like I wanted a 49-inch ultra wide computer monitor, so I went and got that, and I wound up using it for like 2 months, and I gave it to Dallas. So he a 10-year-old kid with a 49-inch ultra wide monitor. So that's just an example of what I'm talking about. And but we just gonna keep this thing going, man. We just gotta stay positive. We gotta stay happy. Gotta keep our spirits up. Yes, mommy is gone, and we are going to miss her dearly. You know, we need mommy. We need mommy. Oh my God, we need mommy. I don't have my confidant. I don't have my best friend. I don't have my go-to person. I don't have my number one, and that's tough, man. Like Aviance understood so much about me. Like, she knew my own life story better than I did. Like, if I went down to write my life story and she wrote it, hers would be better. And it would be more accurate with dates and times and details and what color I had on and who all was there. Like, that girl loved me so much. Like, I used to rap back in the day. Y'all don't laugh at me, but I did used to rap back in the day. And we'll just be chilling, and she'll bust out singing one of my old songs that I had done forgot about. And it just used to just trip me out what an awesome memory she had. Like, she could remember old phone numbers. You been done forgot somebody's phone number. Oh, it's 706 blah 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 blah. You like that? How you remember that? Or like debit card numbers, social security numbers, the account numbers, the routing numbers, just anything you need. She was just a great wealth of knowledge and a great resource that you can always depend on. Like, every year she did our taxes. She paid all the bills every month. I didn't have to pay a bill. I just had to bring the money home. I brought the money home. She paid the bills. That's just how it worked. So y'all should see me now struggling, trying to go through her email, trying to figure out how to pay this bill, how to pay that bill. But, you know, we got it. And I thank y'all. Thank whoever donated to that fundraiser, man. I thank y'all so much. I'm serious, man. I thank y'all so much, because my sister called me. She said, bro, I think I got you a place. I said, where? She said, over here with me. She said, all you got to do is come up here Monday, bring the kids' social security cards, their birth certificates and stuff. And the lady said she got you. And that's how good God worked. That's God, and there's Aviance right there. That's what that is right there. Aviance always made sure her family was straight, you know, and that's what I got to do. I have to continue that, you know, just because, you know, I did lose my better half. I got to keep going for them. You know, I just got to work extra hard. But y'all, you know, I'm not going to kill myself trying to be Superman or trying to be super dad. But I have to be the shining example of success for my children. And there is no other way. I got to do it. Failure is not an option. So I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself, and I'm not going to stress myself out trying to do too much. We're just going to take this in steps. We're going to take this day by day. You know, and it's like, even though her funeral was like 2 days ago, it still for some reason feel like this is day one. This is the start of like a new beginning, you know. And she actually had a birthday coming up. She was about to be 37, and her birthday is January 6th. So I don't know how we're going to celebrate that. My niece Destiny, and who's also been another big help. Thank you so very much, Destiny, for everything that you've done. She's been great as far as just reminding me not to forget to do this, not to forget to do that. Don't you remember, you got to do this, Uncle Michi, you know, and just helping with Denver. One day she took Denver shopping to go get her nails done and stuff like that, spending time with her, you know. And another big distraction for them was that puppy, boy. So we got that puppy. Her name is Avi. Avi's a little sweetheart. She's 8 weeks old, and she's a Chihuahua. We think she's a Chihuahua. She's a little bitty dog, but Avi has been great. So she's our new addition to our family, and she's been really good with just, you know, helping keep the kids busy and help keep their mind off things. You know, the kids, they've really been in good spirits. They haven't been moping around, sitting around, laying around. You know, every time I look at them, I look in their eyes, they look happy. You know, they're smiling. You know, they're still energetic. One thing that tripped me out the other day was we went to the memorial. I hate saying funeral, but we went to Aviance's memorial, and of course it was sad. The kids were crying, and I was crying. Everybody was crying, but it wasn't as sad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot more sad than that. It was actually the perfect send off, you know. But so we at the repast after the memorial. And of course, Dallas and Denver, they with all their cousins. They had the kids' table sitting up eating their food and stuff. And after the food, after everybody ate, we were outside just laughing and talking. I look over, Dallas over there dancing. He done made up him some dance. He over there just dancing, just having a good old time. And really, Dallas, like his mom, he's shy. He don't really dance in public and stuff. So me just seeing Dallas just mind being at ease like that just help put my mind at ease, and it's just another reminder that everything's going to be okay. You know, the kids, they go back to school January 6th. That's actually mommy's birthday. So we definitely gonna figure something out. And that's what I was about to say. My niece Destiny was thinking about doing a balloon release, and we've been trying our best to get up to that mall and get some t-shirts made with Avion's face on it, a picture on it. Y'all leave me a comment or tell me what y'all think. Is that, because, you know, my sister said, she said, bro, I'm going to tell you now, when I leave this earth, you better not put my face on no t-shirt. I'm like, all right, sis, I got you. Don't, I ain't going to put you on no shirt. So is that disrespectful, or is that, you know, commemoration of the person's life? You know, because my sister was saying, like, every time you watch it, my face gonna fade away a little bit, bro. So I don't want to do that. So I don't know, y'all. That's just one thing, one like image I had in my head of everybody just in the big circle, all the family and stuff, and we had the balloons, and, you know, with the t-shirts on and stuff. But if the t-shirts is too much, you know, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. But y'all know I got my oldest boy, Dakota. You know, he's 17. He actually just turned 17 on December 1st. And it was so weird because a couple of days ago, I just, cause it wasn't just all of a sudden my wife's passing. It was like, it seemed like it was a month long, y'all, going back. So you know how, like, people pass for different reasons. People may pass from natural causes. You may pass for anything. You may, God forbid, you may get shot. You may get hit by a car. You never know. And those type of passings are just all of a sudden, just out of nowhere. But by my wife being sick, you know, well, not, let me rewind it. By her having cancer, she had cancer, but she wasn't really sick. She didn't really get sick till around Thanksgiving. And, you know, I'm going to tell this story one more time, and hopefully this is going to be my last time telling this story, but I want y'all to know this because y'all deserve to know, because Aviance was loved, and she was well known, and she was appreciated. She had a big online presence, and, you know, she communicated with the people that wanted to know what was going on. So going back to Thanksgiving, so on Thanksgiving, and, you know, me and Aviance love Thanksgiving. I was telling her, I said, baby, I said, you realize every year we had Thanksgiving at our place? I said, every year. She was like, no, it was one year we went somewhere else. But every year we wound up having Thanksgiving over here. And, so that's our big holiday. That's the holiday that we look forward to. Like that, we love Thanksgiving. Like 2 days before Thanksgiving, we already started cooking, prepping, cutting up vegetables, cooking the greens, doing this, cleaning chitlins. Yes, we ate chitlins. Yes, we did. Shut up. But anyway, we'll be getting ready. And so on Thanksgiving Day, you know, it's go time. We ready. You know, it's time to do this, boy. It's go time, because I know folks gonna be stopping by and stuff. But really, what a lot of people didn't know, because she wasn't feeling well already, her doctor had already said, just try to have like a private Thanksgiving. You don't want to have too many people over because you don't want a lot of germs in the house. So because of that, we was going to try to have like a little quiet Thanksgiving. So anyway, Thanksgiving Day, it's going down. It's house smelling good. We got our holiday music playing, probably playing This Christmas or the Temptations Christmas song or something like that. And got the oven going, everything ready. It just got to be baked and cooked and all that stuff. So I'm moving, doing something, and Aviance was sitting on the sofa, and I said, come on, baby. I said, come on, come help me with the turkey. And she said, all right, give me about 10 minutes, I'll be there. So I'm still doing my thing. Before I know it, I done finished the turkey myself. I got it in the oven. So I come back again. I say, baby, come on. I say, come help me with the ham, baby. Come on, I need you. Come on. She said, all right. She said, give me 5 minutes. I'll be there. So 5 minutes go by, and she still didn't get up, y'all. And I'm like, oh my God. It started hitting me like, oh snap, man. Like, wow, no, like it's Thanksgiving. this is our day, our big day. This our favorite holiday of the year. And it's here. And she's so tired and she's so sick right now. She just she feels so bad that she can't even get up and help cook on Thanksgiving. And that's when it hit me. And oh my Lord, y'all, I almost had a dang on nervous breakdown. I went up in our bedroom. I started crying. I started breathing all hard. And the only thing I could think of was I said, I need to call my in-laws. I need to call her parents. I said, once she see them, that's going to give her the energy to bounce back, Because, one thing that Aviance did was, and I didn't really realize it, but she would be feeling a lot worse than she let on. She would be feeling a lot worse than she would tell you. And it got to the point where I would ask her, I would say, baby, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you feeling? And, if she would say a 6, I would really think it was like a 4. One day, I swear, I said, baby, the other day, because I ain't going to be all over the place, but she passed out one day. And I asked her, I said, baby, on a scale of 1 to 10 that day, how did you feel? And she said a 0. She said a 0, y'all. But anyway, back to Thanksgiving. I'm flipping out. I'm tripping. I called my in-laws. They finally get there. My father-in-law walked in the bedroom, y'all. I gave him the biggest hug, boy. It was like I had been locked up for 20 years, boy. He came to pick me up. I promise you, boy, I gave him the biggest hug when he walked in that door. And we were just talking, and he was just, just telling me all these nice, positive things to help lift my spirits, to help build me up, to help, remind me, like, we got this. She had cancer, but, man, we talking about Aviance, man. She got this. We ain't got nothing to worry about. This Aviance. So anyway, y'all, that was my first warning sign that things might be kind of bad. So now let me rewind back before Thanksgiving. So a couple of days before Thanksgiving, she had this big doctor's appointment that we went to, and it was in Noonan. So, y'all, a lot of people don't know, when she first found out she had cancer, she used to go to the Cancer Treatment Center right here in Athens. But after about a year or so, she kind of felt like that she could get better treatment elsewhere. And I think from talking to other survivors and stuff, they were telling her that maybe she should try out the Cancer Treatment Center in Noonan. So, and we get there, it's like 10 times the size of the one in Athens. The doctors are nicer. The nurses are more nice. It's just a better environment, a total better facility. So we're like, okay, even though Noonan is like 2.5 hours away from Athens, we don't care. We're going to do anything it takes to save her life. You know what I mean? And her family was definitely a big help with helping her get down there, helping her get back and forth and stuff. That's a long way. And sometimes her appointments would be at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we would have to leave at 4:30. And like her dad lives in Atlanta, her uncle lives in Atlanta, and like they would come all the way up here, take her all the way back to Noonan, and then they would have to go all the way back home. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of work, but they did it. They did it. And they were such a big help. And thank you to everyone that ever thought of us, ever did anything to help us out, ever considered us, ever said prayers for us. Just thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, back to the doctor's visit. So, let me get a sip of water. Hold on. So, back to the doctor's visit. It's like 2 days before Thanksgiving. And her original doctor that she had the whole time she was in Noonan was this awesome doctor, man. He was so good. He was like a doctor off TV or something. And he got hired. He moved from the cancer place to a private practice. So he left the cancer treatment center and he actually moved to the private practice. And this cancer treatment center was so huge, like when you call them, they had to connect. They're like, are you calling for the Baltimore location? Are you calling for the Seattle location? Like, they were connected like that. They had one of those type of networks. So him leaving that, him even getting that position with that treatment center let you know he was already an excellent doctor. He was personable. He would call and check on her. Not only would he call, he would actually video chat with her. He was really there. And the treatment that he had her on was really working. But he went to a private practice and she gets this new doctor. So when we went for the visit right before Thanksgiving, that was my first time meeting a new doctor. He's like, oh, Mr. McQueen, I'm so happy you're here. we were just about to decide whether or not we were going to start this new treatment, and we definitely want your input on it. So the meeting starts, and they go over some test results and stuff. And the doctor looks at me and my wife, me and Aviance, and he says, would you guys like to start the new treatment before the holiday or after the holiday? So me and my wife look at each other. We gonna start before the holiday. Forget the holiday. We want her to get better as soon as possible. So what I didn't know, I didn't know. Of course, my wife knew, and she just didn't want me to be thinking about that. And she didn't say nothing. But what I didn't know is, when you start a new treatment, it has to be a 2-week lapse in between chemotherapy treatments. So like if I'm on this type of medicine, I have to stop that medicine for 2 weeks before I can start that medicine. And that's what happened. So by us saying that we wanted to start the new treatment, that meant that she was actually about to be coming home for a full 2 weeks with no treatment. And that's exactly what happened. Now, going back the week before that, what a lot of people also don't know too is the cancer had actually started to spread to her brain and her liver also. So what they were going to do to try to stop the cancer from spreading in her brain, they actually were doing radiation. And it wasn't just radiation, it was brain radiation. So you would lay down on this bed little thing, and they will slide you up into this big space shuttle looking machine. And before they even put you in the machine, they have to attach this mask to your head, because it's like a laser aiming down from the machine that has to pinpoint a specific determined area. So to prevent your head from moving left and right, up and down, they would put her in this mask, and she would just say, baby, that mask hurts so bad, because they would put it on the back of your head and they would put it on the front of your face, and then they would tie them both together, screw them in like 8 different screws all around the back of your head. And while they're screwing, it's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And I hated the fact that she had to go through that, because it was like, when you see it, it's like a medieval mask. It looks like a torture mask or something. But the reasoning for the mask is just simply to prevent you from moving your head, so the radiation can target the correct areas. But she had to go through that, and I hated that. So what a lot of people don't know, and what I often forget sometimes, is radiation wears you down. Radiation takes all of your strength. Radiation takes all of your energy. Radiation just makes you weak. It makes you fatigued. It makes you just want to lay in bed. And she had to go through that. She did that every day, Monday through Friday. And you know what? It was supposed to be Monday through Friday, but when we went that Friday, so let me tell y'all this story. So we're on our way to Noonan. We're going from Athens to Noonan. This is her last and final brain radiation treatment, and we're on our way. I think it was like a 8 o'clock appointment or something. But anyway, I get off the expressway to get some gas. Soon as I get off the expressway, the car run hot. So we like, oh God, we gotta make this appointment. We gonna mess around and be late. We gotta get the car fixed. I don't know what's wrong with it. I look at it, there ain't no antifreeze in the thing. And she had been telling me to check my antifreeze, because I had told her my heat. I said, baby, it seems like my heat ain't working. And she was like, I bet you need some antifreeze. So when I pulled over and I need some antifreeze, I felt so bad, because she had been telling me anyway. So anyway, we wound up making it to Tires Plus. We make it to one. I get there, I pull up, and it's this big biker dude come out, bald head, big beard. I'm like, oh, I bet you we ain't gonna get the best service here, because I shouldn't prejudge. I shouldn't do that, because that man probably would have been the most caring, loving dude ever. You never know. But I went inside, and when I went in there, it was like 5 people waiting on their cars. It was a Friday, so, a lot of people got paid. A lot of people want to get oil changes. A lot of folks finally got the money to get the car fixed, because they just got paid that day or whatever. I don't know, but for whatever reason, it was packed in there. So the lady was like, well, you can leave the car and we'll get it back to you. So I'm like, no, I'm thinking I got to get my wife to this doctor's appointment. I need somebody that's just gonna get us in and out. So anyway, we leave that Tires Plus. I call another one. I tell the lady what's going on. I never forget, her name was Michaela. And she's like, well, we're gonna try to help you as much as we can. Y'all just bring the car in, and we'll take a look at it, see what we can do. So anyway, that Tires Plus was like 10 minutes away from the other Tires Plus. So we get there, we pull in, and my wife, she's in the passenger seat, and she's like not feeling really well. She's worn down. At this point, she's worn down from the brain radiation that she's been getting from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and now this is Friday, and we're on our way for the 5th brain radiation in a row. And so we make it to the Tires Plus, and we're I open my door, I go around the side, open her door, and I stand her up, and I got my arm around her because she's really weak. She's tired, she's fatigued, and we're walking just from the parking space to the Tires Plus door, and she passes out, and I got her. And she's like on the ground, and I got her, I'm holding her under her arms, and I'm saying, baby, 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 baby. I'm saying, baby, 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 wake up, baby, 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 wake up, baby, wake up, baby, wake up, wake up. And I lean in, I'm in her ear, and I'm saying, baby, it's okay. And there's tears running down her eyes, running down her face. I'm saying, baby, I'm here with you. I got you. Don't worry about nothing. Everything's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. When I started saying that, she started to come to. And y'all know my wife's small. She's short. She was a feisty short little something. She wasn't nothing but about 4'10". And y'all wouldn't believe this dude walked up. I'm holding my wife. He walks up. He says, "Ma'am, do you need your dad?" It was so funny because he thought my wife, I guess he thought my wife was a little girl or something. He said, "Ma'am, do you need your dad?" She said, "No, I got my husband." So anyway, she gets up. We go in. They fixing the car. They got it on there. They're about to get us in and out. And the people there, they were so nice. They were so sweet. It was a Tires Plus in Duluth. And the guy named, the manager's name was Javier. And we've been, me and my wife, we were meaning to leave them a review, because y'all wouldn't believe. While we were there, the guy walks up. He said, "Bro," he said, "we just ordered you guys an Uber to Noonan." He said, "Don't worry about it. We're going to, I'll bring your car to Noonan. Don't worry about it. I just want to get you guys to the doctor's appointment." I'm like, "Man, thank you so much, bro." That was just God right there. So anyway, now we in the Uber. So now the Uber driver gets there. Now remember, we got to go to Noonan. We in Duluth. It's still like another hour. And the appointment was like at 5 o'clock or something. Now it's like 3:30, right? So we in traffic. We on the highway or whatever. We run. It's traffic jam after traffic jam. The cancer place calling, wondering, are we still going to make the appointment? We like, yes, we're going to be there. Anyway, y'all, long story short, we wound up not making the appointment. And I'm like, baby, you want to go to the hospital? What you want to do? She's like, no, I just want to go home. Just take me home. I just want to go home. So anyway, I told y'all that to tell y'all that's where she was at in her treatment, in health-wise. And that was before the Thanksgiving. That was before the 2 weeks without medication, right? Okay, so she got the week of brain radiation that wore her down and just wore my baby down so much. So she got the week of brain radiation. Then she got the 2 weeks with no medication, right? So the 2 weeks finally up. The 2 weeks up. Now it's time to go back to Noonan so she could start the new treatment. So we all excited. We pumped up. We like, okay, it's time to go back. So when was this? This had to be like, I want to say like December 10th or something. I don't know, somewhere up in there. So we happy. We like, man, this is it. We finally finna go start this new treatment. We happy. We pumped up, because, she finna get better and better and better and better and better and better all the way until she bounced back. So this is what we've been waiting on. We finna start the new treatment. Tell me why we get there. They do the simple things. They take her temperature. They take the test to see where her number's at, to see has her cancer gotten better or worse, or is it stable? Is it still the same? Tell me why these folks come back talking about her numbers are too high for her to receive the new treatment today. So I'm like, okay, what's plan B? What do we do now? And they're just looking at me like a deer in the headlights, y'all. They're just looking at me like, with no answers. I'm like, she needs this treatment. She needs this, sir. Well, I just need you to understand that she's not going to be treated today. Ma'am, I understand she's not going to be treated today. I am asking you, what's plan B? What do we do now? Where do we go from here? What are we going to do? Sir, I'm so sorry. She just can't receive treatment today. Ma'am, I understand she's not. Matter of fact, where's the doctor? Why isn't the doctor telling her nurse that she's not going to be receiving treatment today? So she's just sitting there looking. I said, does the doctor even know that she's not going to receive treatment today? Oh, well, it's routine and customary that we inform the doctor after the patient has left. I said, no, he needs to be told. I said, can you get the doctor? So the doctor comes in, sir, I'm so sorry that she's not going to be receiving treatment today. Her numbers are just too high. I understand that. For the 5th time, I am asking, where do we go from here? So by this time, I'm crying because I'm realizing this ain't good. This ain't looking good. And the whole time this scene is going on, Aviance is just sitting there nice and quiet, nice and peaceful. And she just looked up at me and she just said, let's just go, baby. Let's just go. It's okay. Let's just go. And I'm like, no, my wife needs this treatment. She needs this treatment. And I'm not talking about our time. I'm not talking about our travel. I'm not talking about gas. I'm talking about she needed that treatment. She had just she had just did a week worth of radiation, just went without medication, any type of medication for 2 weeks. 2 freaking weeks, and you folks turn us around at the door. So they say, okay, let me make a call. We'll try to get you guys a room upstairs. So we like, okay, good. So we go upstairs. Tell me why we just sitting there. We just sitting there eating snacks. Some other doctor come up and he just like, he say a bunch of nothing, and they just sent us home, y'all. And that's what happened. They just sent us home. So now there's a week worth of brain radiation. There's 2 weeks without medication, and now y'all send us home with nothing. So I think I had already put in a 2-week vacation at work, but at that point I knew I had to be home. So I went on the website and I put in a 30-day family medical leave of absence so I could take care of my wife, because I knew I had to be here. I wasn't able to, my wife is more important than anything. Forget being at work, trying to make some money. Forget money. Money will come. Forget money. Money will come eventually, sooner or later, whenever. God got me. This is nothing. I had to focus on my wife. So now we're at home. So let's just say this is like week 3. No, this is week 4 now, because you got brain radiation. Okay, so yeah, it's week 3. Brain radiation, 2 weeks with no medication. So now we're back home. So she just started getting worse and worse. So she would just lay in bed, and she would ask me to massage her stomach because her stomach would be hurting and stuff. And she would just and I'm thinking as husband, I'm thinking she's laying in bed recuperating. I'm thinking she's regenerating. I'm thinking, I don't mind the fact that she's sleeping all day, because I'm thinking she's getting better and better, because she would just always say every day, all day, she would just say like, I'm just tired, baby. I'm just tired. She would always say I'm tired. And like one time I said, baby, why are you tired? I said, you've been in the bed for 2 weeks. Why are you tired, baby? And I said it like in a jokingly manner. And she was like, I don't know, baby. I don't know. And like looking back now, and it's sad to say, like I hate to use the word sick. She just didn't feel so good for so long. Like everybody just got used to her being that way. Like she was sick even on the brain radiation days, she would just be in the passenger seat, just in the fetal position, just not really talking, just really quiet. She like really only spoke when she had to, And one day, y'all should have seen this moment right here, boy. I'm telling you, it was a color purple moment, boy. She had been in that bed for a week and a half, and she didn't even get out of bed. Only time she got out of bed when she had to go to the bathroom. And it was the day Dakota had to go get his driver's license. And he was so excited. Everybody's so excited. He finally about to get it, because he already got a permit. But he about to get his actual physical license. So me and him walking out the door to go down to the DMV. We get right to the door. This boy look at me and say, Dad, I need my birth certificate. I'm like, son, you wait right till we walk out the door. Now you need your birth certificate. Boy, I don't know where your birth certificate at. Aviance got up out that bed, y'all. She was like somebody grandma. She got up out that bed, y'all. She walked out. It was like, come on in the room. She got up out that bed. She went down there. She found that birth certificate in 30 seconds, boy. I swear. And we went on up there. But that's just one of the memories I always remember, man. But anyway, how we wound up going to the hospital, like, so she wasn't feeling good. And I had asked her, I'm like, baby, you want to go to the hospital? No, let me go back. So before that, because her liver was messed up, the doctor said that she couldn't take any pills, any medication in pill form because her liver wasn't going to break down the pill, and the whole pill would just be sitting on her liver, and it was going to make her liver even worse. So during this time so now we're at home, we go to the treatment, they tell us she can't get no treatment. Now we just back at home, and days are going just days, day 1, day 2, day 3, and she's just, just in bed. And I'm like, it's getting to the point to where I'm like, baby, you need to take something. I'm like, one of the reasons why I think you're so tired is because your body is trying to build up your natural immune system. So I'm just coming with all type of goofy husband stuff. And I'm like, baby, just take some elderberry gummies. Just choose some airborne gummies or something. I'm like, baby, I went and got some Mucinex. I'm like, well, maybe because I had looked up the Dr. Sebi thing, and he was saying that most diseases are caused by mucus. So I'm like, well, and then I saw this video from cancer doctors, and they said that the chemo medication doesn't work sometimes because the mucus is blocking the chemo medication from getting to the cancer cells. So I'm like, she would just take this Mucinex. I got the liquid form because she already didn't like pills. And then when the doctor told her not to take them, she really wasn't finna take none. So I got the Mucinex in the liquid form. She wouldn't take that. She wouldn't. And I'm like, baby, because the main 2 forms of medication that the doctors gave her, it would always be her chemo medication, and they would either give her that in like an IV intravenous form or in the pill form. So of course she liked the pill form better. She didn't like pills, but she would prefer the pill over IV. Anybody would. So she would have her 2 main medications. She would have the chemo pills, and she would have steroids to help build her strength, to help keep her nice and strong. And the steroid pills, they were real small. Like the steroid pill is about the size of like a grain of sea salt. The grinders, like when you look in there, you see the big chunk of sea salt, like it was that small. So anyway, it gets to the point where I'm like, and I even went and got the kids. I said, mommy's not taking her medicine. I said, let's go beg her to please just take something. So me and the kids, we went up there, and we like, baby, you just got to take something. Just take something, baby. Just take anything. And she was, I think she drunk some of the liquid Mucinex when we did that. But anyway, how we wound up going to the hospital that day was because I said, baby, if you want to go to the hospital, you just let me know. And she was like, yeah, I think I want to go. So anyway, we finna go anyway. And Denver, and I think I had to take, that day I had to take Denver to dance class. And the next day was the last day of school. So on the last day of school, they were having white elephants, kind of like Secret Santa, but they were having white elephant at school. So I had to take Denver to dance class, and I had Dallas with me picking out both of their gifts for the white elephant thing on the next day, on the last day of school. So because Denver's at dance class, now Dallas have to pick out her gift for her recipient or whatever. So Dallas said he couldn't find none. He was like, Dad, what they did say we could just get a gift card if we can't find anything. So Dallas gets a gift for his person, and he gets a gift card for Denver's person. Man, I go get this girl. She sees she got a gift card. She ready to just throw attention. Now she in diva mode. So anyway, this girl done threw toothpicks all over the floor, and Dallas wound up getting one in his foot. So he come up there hopping. So Dallas got the toothpick in his foot. He come up there hopping, Dad, I got a toothpick in my foot. I'm like, okay, don't worry about it, son. I'll just pull it out. So I tried to pull the toothpick out the boy's foot, and the toothpick wouldn't come. It was that far. Yes, the toothpick was that far in that boy's foot. I couldn't even pull the toothpick out. So I'm like, okay, you got to go to the hospital too. So I'm like, baby, I say, come on. We got to go. I say, this boy done got a toothpick in his foot. I say, now both of y'all got to go. So now I got 2 people that got to go to the hospital. So we come outside, we get in the car, we go to the hospital. And we wound up sitting in the emergency room for like 2 hours, and I thought it wasn't going to be that long. So let me rewind. I'm not a good storyteller, as y'all can see, but I'm trying to get it out. So we on our way to the hospital, and we get there. We go to, I don't know why, but the first hospital that came to my mind was St. Mary's. So, we almost there. I'm basically in the turning lane. I'm finna make the left turn to pull into St. Mary's. And Avion say, where you going? I said, we're in the hospital, baby. I said, we right here. She said, I want to go to Athens Regional. So I said, okay. So we went to Athens Regional. I don't know why she wanted to go to Athens Regional, but I'm just following orders. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna do what my baby wants. And maybe she wanted to go there because that's where the twins were born, and her mama told me that's where she was born too. So I don't know, but anyway, that's where she wanted to go. So we wound up in the emergency room. And we there for like 2 hours. Dallas sitting there playing on his phone. And she's sitting in the chair squirming. She like, I wish they'll hurry up. They need to hurry up. So we thinking at this time, we thinking the normal stuff. We thinking they just finna give her some IV. They finna just give her some fluids. They finna, cause what they'll do is like, she only really went to the hospital maybe 2 times, but they'll just give her some fluids and she'll just stay overnight and she'll be home the next day. And so that's what we think is finna happen this time too. And so they took her to the back and they did a test on her heart to monitor her heartbeat. So they did that, brought her back out. We sitting there chilling, and they came and got her again. They said, you know, we want to do that test one more time. So I'm thinking, you know, that's kind of weird, but I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what's going on. I just want them to get this foot out, this toothpick out of my son's foot and get my wife upstairs to a bed. That's all I'm thinking about. So anyway, we wound up getting a toothpick out. We wound up, now this is Thursday night. So y'all know she passed on the 22nd, so this had to be like the 17th, 18th or something like that. So this is Thursday night anyway. So, and I didn't even plan on telling this story, but y'all deserve to know. So this is Thursday night. And keep in mind, y'all, we thinking she just finna be there overnight. They're gonna give us some liquid steroids or IV, and she finna come home good as new. That's what we thinking, everybody. So, she had told me, she was like, baby, I said, you want me to call your mama, let her know you're here? She like, no, I don't want her to worry. Cause we thinking she just about to be there overnight. So we was rushing so bad that when we left to go to the hospital, we was putting everything in her purse. I put some headphones in there. I put her phone. I put my phone in there. And when we left and when we got in the car, we wound up leaving the purse here. So they finally get her in the room. They got the toothpick out of Dallas' foot. So I'm like, okay, it's about 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So I'm like, baby, I'm finna take these kids home, and I'll just come back and get you in the morning. So anyway, I bring the kids home. We make it home about 4:30, something like that. You know, I get up the next morning. I go up there. I take her purse. Now, this is Friday morning. I take her purse, her phone and stuff. And, you know, I'm walking the door. So this is the next day. So she wasn't doing that bad. She's like, kind of still the same, maybe a little worse, but she just really didn't say nothing, even if she was feeling worse than that night before. But I got a big warning sign when I gave her phone. You know, because, you know, folks love their phone. This your phone, especially she a woman. You know, folks, she keep in contact with a lot of stuff, with a lot of people. And I give her a phone, and she didn't even want to look at it, y'all. She didn't even want to look at it. She didn't even want to look at it. She didn't even want to look at her. And I was like, oh, she don't want to see her phone? I'm like, dang. But anyway, by this time, her mama, because, you know, her mama know. Her mama's intuition. And just based off her mother's love, her mama had been calling Avion's phone and she wasn't getting no answer. So she called her grandson, Dakota, phone, and she like, Dakota, what's going on? Where your mama? And Dakota told her mama in the hospital. Now, this the next day. So Pam come up there. And, you know, this mama a big help. You know, I wanted to see it. We wanted to see mama because mama going to give you that strength that can't nobody else give you. Mama going to give you that love, and mama going to remind you we got so much more work to be done. You know, it ain't over. We got stuff we got to do. So, you know, mama ain't going nowhere. Mama going to bring her baby back. You know what I'm saying? So we just chilling. We all happy. You know, this day too. This is Friday. So it's nothing. You know, we ain't thinking nothing. You know. They said she had an infection in her chest, and they had her on antibiotics. So they had on 2 different drip or intravenous antibiotics hanging on the little rack, just like an IV. And you know, Avion's still up. She's still, you know, coherent. She still know who she is. She still know who we are. You know, we still everything normal. Everything normal. Now this is Friday, so I don't know how we did it. I think Pam stayed that day. I was with the kids, and then I came back and spent the night. And so that was Friday. So Pam stayed basically Friday and Saturday because I wound up staying with the kids Saturday night. So Sunday night when I came back, her condition had changed so much. Her condition, it was just so bad. When cause I'm relieving Pam, I'm taking over now as my shift. So Pam leaving, y'all, what y'all don't know is when you around somebody that's not feeling well, and I really want to say sick, but I'm just say not feeling well, sometimes you get used to it too. And you really don't see them getting worse and worse. So by me being gone overnight and by me coming back, I saw the change in Aviance. And for some reason, it just hit my mind. The first thing I did, I went down her call log. I called each and every one of her family members. I said, y'all better get up here right now. If y'all want her to know you, know who she's talking to, and y'all want her to know who, you know what I mean? To see, and she can still grab your hand and squeeze your hand back. You better come right now today. And do y'all know everybody I called came that day? That's how much they loved Aviance. Everybody came. Even folks from out of town came. Everybody came that same night. And when we all seen her, like when I came downstairs, so she was up in the room. So when I came downstairs, because at this time I'm thinking, okay, I just got to be, oh shit, oh, I done cursed, I'm sorry, y'all. So it was one more big warning sign too. So that Friday, I took her phone. She didn't really want a phone. That Saturday, I went back, I took the kids up there. So I walk in the door, and I'm like, guess who I got, baby? And I got the kids. I walk in the door, it's me and the kids. And you remember, she ain't seen the kids since Thursday night. This is Saturday now. So, you know, I'm just knowing she finna be like, hey, baby, it's finna be a bunch of hugs. She finna be sitting up talking and laughing. And, you know, we finna be talking about, you know, are they gonna let you come home today, this and that? And we walked in the door. I walked in the door with the kids. She just looked up. She just said, hey. And she just went right back to sleep. And like that was another big warning sign. There was another warning sign too. And like another warning sign was like I say, maybe one or two times since she had cancer, she might have went to the hospital to get fluids. And normally what she does, man, that girl be calling the next morning. She be like, baby, they need to let me go. I'm ready to come home. They need to let me up out of here. And like that next morning, that didn't happen for the first time. She didn't call like, baby, they need to I'm ready to come home. You know, I didn't get that phone call. So that was another warning sign too. So let me fast forward back to when the family got there. So the family's there. Now I'm coming down. And I look over in the emergency room, boy, and I see her whole family there. Now, I'm thinking in my head, of course, we got the adult family, and we got the children. You know, Avian's got nieces and stuff, 2 years, 4 years old, and 6, 7, 8. The twins only 10. She got a niece that's like 11, 12, you know. So I'm thinking, I got to maintain my composure because I don't want to break down in front of the kids. So all I could think, y'all, was just make it outside, make it out the door. The whole family sitting there all lined up on one row, all along the wall. And I look over, and the first person I seen was my wife's sister, Keandra, and I seen the rest of the family. So I'm looking crazy because I'm trying not to break down. I'm trying to just make it out the door. And I know somebody going to come and be like, bro, what's up? Or, you know, what's going on? We here, what's up? So I'm thinking, just make it out the door, make it out the door. And I made it. When I made it out that door, I let out a holler. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. But anyway, when I made it out the door, I just let it all out. And the first person came to check on me was my sister-in-law, Keandra, and her wife, Shawana. And we was just hugging, just all three of us just hugging. And while we was hugging, I guess when they got there, Avian's telling me not to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. When they got there, I guess they was telling them they was there to see Avian's McQueen. And they told them what room she was in and stuff. And while me and Key and Shawana was hugging, crying, Shawana just said, she said, room 4225, she said, that's the room my mom died in. And when she said that, boy, I just couldn't even stand up no more. I don't know, and just thank God they had me, because I would have just fell out. And, so now it's this big chaotic scene, my sister there, everybody there. It's like 15 of her family members there. And, of course, everybody want to see her. So we just overwhelmed the little receptionist, little emergency room person. This little nerdy little dude. And they let a couple people up there 2 by 2. And the last person left was her father, her biological father. And I'm like, y'all need to let him up there. He needs to see his daughter. And I don't know if we was just causing too much ruckus or commotion. Before I know it, they done called security. It's like 12 police coming up there for us. And all we want to do is see Aviance, So that was rough. So that was Saturday night. So Saturday night, that was that. I think that I spent the night that night. No. Oh God, is this? Okay, so anyway, the whole time we were there, all they kept, so I'm going to tell y'all this. My first conversation I had with the doctors, because the doctors had been talking to my mother-in-law. My first conversation with the doctor, I asked the doctor, what are our options? This man tells me our only 2 options are DNR, which is do not resuscitate, or hospice. So I'm like, no. I'm like, run that by me again. What are our options? And remember, y'all, this is my first conversation with the doctor. She's only been there like 2 days. This is like Saturday. Was this Saturday? No, this was Sunday morning. So this is the next day. I'm there. I'm talking to the doctor. And he told me the only 2 options were DNR. So do not resuscitate means that if her heart stops beating, they're not going to bring her back to life. And hospice is, we're going to not give her any more medication, but we're going to make sure she's pain-free until she passes away. So basically, the only 2 options are death and death. Death this way or death that way. And this is what I'm being told my first conversation with the doctor. So I tell y'all, all I could do was I just laid down. And luckily I wasn't face to face with the dude. I'm in the damn waiting room. Like when you go upstairs, she was on the fourth floor. And like there was another warning sign. Once they moved her from the emergency room to her normal or regular room where she was going to be staying, they put her on the 4th floor, which is for heart failure and oncology. And when I saw heart failure, I already knew there was another warning sign. So, and that made me think about her passing out, because she had passed out about 2 or 3 times. But I was hoping for the best, y'all, because I know the real family, the immediate family know this. Like her dad suffered from blackouts. And she used to always tell me her dad's nickname was Fallout because he just passed out randomly. And her brother, which is almost like her twin brother, Tonio, he used to pass out too. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just genetic, it's hereditary. I'm hoping for the best, y'all. I'm just trying to think of anything. But when I saw that she was in the heart failure unit, that's what made me say, oh man, is that related to the passing out? Because I kind of looked at it like an old battery just losing power. And at some point, it's just going to lose all its power. So that's what the DNR is, do not resuscitate. And I'm like, when he first said that for the very first time, I'm like, yes, I want you to resuscitate my wife. Why would I not want you to resuscitate my wife? Because I always thought about this analogy right here, like someone that almost drowned. So let's just say you got a drowning victim. You pull them out the water, you give them CPR, you pump on their chest, they spit the water out, and they back to life. So that's what I'm thinking, resuscitation. I'm like, yeah, I want you to resuscitate my wife if her heart starts beating. So that's not an option. The DNR is not an option. If her heart starts beating, bring her back to life. And hospice is not an option too, because she's never going to come back from hospice. So the whole time from Friday to the rest of her stay in the hospital, all we heard, all the doctors suggested, all they advised, all they talked about, she was in Piedmont at this regional, all they told us was we need to put the DNR or hospice. They had no other options at all. It was like they just wanted their room back, they just wanted their bed back, they just wanted her out of there, they just wanted us out of there, and that's exactly how we were made to feel towards the last few days. And that's unacceptable. So because of that experience, I would never recommend anyone go to freaking Piedmont. If you see Piedmont, keep on rolling. I promise you, do not go there, because it's just like a factory or something. They did not care about my wife's life at all from Friday on out. And remember, y'all, she just went Thursday night at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And after Friday, they was acting like it was no hope. No hope at all. So anyway, now this is Sunday, and they came to us and they said that, now remember, they steady pushing this do not resuscitate or hospice, because they just want to move her to another room. So they come to us and they say, I know you guys don't want to do the DNR, you do want to resuscitate, but at this point, her bones are so weak in her chest, we feel that if we did attempt to resuscitate her, we're going to break the bones in her chest. So at this point, our only option is to put her on the ventilator to keep her alive, because we're afraid that in the next few hours, her lungs are going to collapse on their own. So that's how they backed us into the corner on the ventilator. And, you know, of course, we're all thinking, a ventilator is just like this big bag that help you breathe, and you know, it's just like a breathing machine and this and that. So anyway, she was moved to ICU. She was placed on the ventilator, and just seeing my baby on that ventilator was just so tough. It was just so hard, because it was like, yes, her chest and her stomach was going up and down like she was breathing, but it wasn't her. It wasn't her. It was just like they turned her into a robot or something. That's just how it was. And that's when the family, we all got together and we decided as a whole, we had to do DNR, you know. And the doctor called me and he said, like, within the next few hours, you know, we don't think she's going to make it 10 in the morning. You know, and one thing, I just did not want to see my wife's still body. I did not want to see that. It was her request. She wanted to be cremated. She said she didn't want anyone to see her in a casket. And like me and my wife, we didn't even have conversations about her death or funeral plans or anything like that. So she talked to her mom about that. And she told her mom she wanted to be cremated. So that's what we did. That's what we did. And, you know, so after I left that hospital, I went to, because I already knew, I said, I'm going to get my baby, I'm going to get a portrait of my baby tattooed on me. I left that hospital after I knew she wasn't going to make it. And I'm talking to the tattoo artist. He said, you know, leave me the deposit. Come back, I got you. He said, let me check the calendar. Let me see what my first available date is. This man looks at the calendar. He looks up, he says, the first available day I have is January 6th. I looked at this man, and I remember I'm super emotional. I just left the hospital. I know my wife, it's over now. I looked up at this man, I said, that's her birthday. I started crying. It was so funny. But anyway, I get to get my wife's tattoo on her birthday. So that's so awesome, man. And the kids go back to school on her birthday. So that's going to be a good way to take their mind off of things. Not that we're never trying to forget Aviance. That's wifey, that's mommy, that's our everything. But we have to establish some sort of normalcy, some sort of, we just got to get back to life, you know? some kind of way. By the grace of God, hopefully that'll happen. And it's just gonna be so hard, you know. When I was at work, people compliment me on my clothes and stuff, and I say, "My wife put this together for me," and they'll be like, "Well, she did a good job," and you make sure you tell her, you know. So I know I'm about to be, my colors gonna be all unmatched and stuff. I can't iron clothes like she can, and I ain't got my cooking buddy no more. She understood everything I was dealing with, everything I was going through. I could talk to her about anything, and she had the best ideas and the best advice. But I know she's still going to be with me, and I'm not going to turn this into a sad moment, but I miss my baby. Right now I'm 41. I'm finna be 42 years old, y'all. I was with that woman, the same woman, since I was 23 years old. I've been with the same woman since I was 23, y'all. I came to Georgia when I was 21 from Chicago, you know. She is all I know. I gotta go, y'all. Y'all have a good day.